Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Life of Wonders. This is Polo and I love making videos of dolls, toys and Disney collectibles. And as always, if you like this kind of content and you feel like supporting the channel, then you already know what to do. So today I have a very special video because we're going to be unboxing and reviewing in detail the newly released Monster High Celebrity, I think it's called, RuPaul Dragon Queen doll that actually arrived about 3 days ago, I want to say, but I haven't had any single minute up until now to cover it, so I was very looking forward to it. And I think this might be my number one Monster High doll ever because, for once, well, I don't know. I think this might be my favorite celebrity to come in a doll form in a way. I've been a fan of RuPaul ever since I was a kid, so way before the RuPaul Drag Race. And there's a couple of movies there that actually changed my perspective about the world forever, ever since I watched them as a kid back in the 90s. And so yeah, I'm a huge fan of RuPaul and of course Monster High. And yeah, I think that these and Beetlejuice as this collector release might be my two favorites so far. And so I also know that there's been a little bit of drama in relation to how it's been like released both through Mattel Creations and Amazon. And I understand that, but then at the same time, I think this might have been the best release so far when it comes to like the exclusivity factor, that is not as exclusive but then is widely available for everyone who truly want this doll. And to this day I believe that it's still like available through Amazon.com, and I know that it's only like available through Amazon.com as far as I know, and that means that if you are living in another continent then you'll have to pay for taxes and the shipping, of course, but the price at the end of the day is very similar to that of Mattel Creations. Now I'm not a huge fan of Mattel Creations webpage, so I decided to get mine through Amazon. I'm not an Amazon Prime exclusive member and it still arrived in about a week. So I was truly surprised, and I also want to show you like the state of it, because for many people that might be considering getting it through Amazon, don't be afraid that it won't come fully protected. In fact, I mean, it came inside of an Amazon box, shipper box, and then it has the original Mattel Creations, the cardboard box, and then on the inside is even like wrapped with the paper and everything. So I mean, basically Mattel gives this out to Amazon, and so they will at least come with this packaging, which is like the bare minimum that you always get from Mattel Creations directly. Anyhow, so very excited. I'm going to be taking everything out of the shipper box and we'll take it from there. I am so excited! Wow, I'm actually speechless, and I knew I would love it, but I was not expecting to feel as speechless as I am. So anyway, let's start by saying that it came perfectly protected with this double layer of tissue paper that, to my surprise, it came in perfect condition. So in terms of how well protected it is, I would say it's like a 10 out of 10. And then moving on, I actually love the packaging quite a lot. I mean, I know that the influencers that got this doll as a promotional thing, they actually got it inside an outer packaging that would like open to the sides. But in my personal preference, like I actually love this so much because the other packaging would just go to be stored straight away, like many other things I keep in storage, unfortunately, because I just can't keep it all together. But in terms of like how ready to be displayed it is, I think this might be one of my favorites when I compare them with like when I compare this one in particular with the previous like collectors. And I know this is not an S collector per se, but again, it's just like so ready to be displayed. If you are not a collector that would take the doll out of the box, is perfection. And if you won't take it out of the box, then you can take it back in, and I think the box is pretty cool. Like I actually like it a lot. I love the edgy sort of like pattern around the display window. It's a very tall box, and the reason is because I believe, well, RuPaul is very tall, so I mean the doll feels so big, and I think they're using like an older sister variation of that body, and then of course with these platform boots and that hair, it really feels so big. And so over here we have the continuation of like the dragon scales and the smoke, like basically being born from the ashes in a way. And then we have RuPaul Dragon Queen over here. We have the Mattel logo in black right there. By the way, this is how it looks from the top, so the light can actually enter like a big portion of the whole packaging, and I think that's quite nice. And then over here we have the scales and the Monster High logo. And if we look on the back, we find this gorgeous promotional picture of our dragon queen, and everything like is in black, which is something I love. Again, the little things as Mattel empowering the next generation through play. And there's like an eclipse in the background, and then there's smoke here around the bottom part, and then we can actually see a couple of skeletons. And then there's a bit of an introduction to our doll in both English and French for some reason, which I find a little bit odd, especially taking into account that there's like so much more people that would be accessible to the, you know, that would have the doll accessible to them, that would speak Spanish, and also being like kind of like the second language period within the US. Like, even though there's people who obviously speak French in France, North Africa, a few islands, and then some places in Canada, I still feel like this is like a formality that doesn't really go with the reality of how languages are used. I mean, for that matter, maybe in terms of people, they should have included Chinese, but then if we think about the Western world, it would be like English and Spanish. So it's a bit of a formality that I've never quite understood, especially to this day. But that's okay. I mean, that's perfectly fine. And I'm going to try to read it out loud for you. I haven't done so, so it's going to be the first time. I hope I can read it well. And it says, RuPaul Dragon Queen, the time has come. This is the moment legend becomes reality as the moon glides into the earth's shadow. Behold the RuPaul Dragon Queen, awakening and rising from the ashes, embracing the duality of light and darkness. The Queen's crimson-colored amulet is activated. Silent no more. The fierce Queen gives a voice to the dragon as the gatekeeper between worlds. Goddess energy meets dragon fire and becomes a bold new era of enlightenment. It's a time of harmony to embody strength and vulnerability, and to unleash the power within and let it shine. All hail the RuPaul Dragon Queen doll. Wow, that was just so awesome. That was so awesome. I think, wow, there's a lot of power and a lot of meaning within this introduction for the doll. So I love that. And now I am perfectly ready to free the doll from the packaging and come back to you in no time. And as always, I want to share how the doll is displayed inside of the inner packaging, which has a continuation of the background that they've decided to include with the eclipse, and then all the smoke. And the smoke is actually shaping, I can see a couple of dragons there, so it appears to be like surrounded by dragon energy, I guess, all around. And then at the bottom we have the Monster High logo, and then underneath we could find the stand that has the black base, and then the standing portion and the bracket is clear. I mean, I think I would have appreciated it to be all black, But anyway, this is what we got. And then the certificate of authenticity, which is this one over here. I was also expecting the certificate to be like thicker, and in fact it is something like in between the Barbie looks, that is super thin, and a thicker one from like the gold label or something in between, but it's not like the thickest. Anyway, but this is what we got. And yeah, I mean, wow, I really love this Maleficent take on RuPaul. Yeah, what else can I say? So I will be freeing her completely and super carefully, and we'll continue with the review. Alright, so here we have our Dragon Queen out of the box, and I'm truly overwhelmed. I also wanted to show you this dragon figure that I have, and that I will definitely have it displayed alongside our Dragon Queen here. It's figure that's handmade from rope, and I bought it while visiting Thailand a few years ago. And as I said, since I'm a dragon in the Chinese horoscope, I fell in love with this piece, and here we are. I never thought it would be like the perfect companion for an upcoming doll. So anyway, here we have two dragons together, and I think they look awesome. But now if we focus completely on the doll, I am going to try to go and cover every single detail. So anyway, this is the overall look on her out of the box. She's pretty tall, and I think again that's happening because of the hairstyle and the big platform boots, as well as the all sister type of body. Now in the certificate it says 2023, and I think that in the body also says 2023, so it must be like some sort of like variation of the body that we already had for that. And wow, I mean, the total black to me, it's quite appealing, I have to say it. Like, I would probably have appreciated a little bit of like shimmer here and there, but I wouldn't have incorporated other colors. In fact, I think it looks super elegant this way, and it goes very well with RuPaul's elegance in a way, and it also goes very well with the other two celebrities, or you know, the Zombie Gaga and the Elvira dolls. All three are in black, and so, and excuse my dog who's like snoring in the background. I don't know, I kind of like very much like the all black look, and I think it contrasts so very well with the platinum blonde hair, and well, and the complexion of RuPaul, which I think is on point here. So starting from the top, we can see that she comes with a really cool and really high quality saran micro curls, I would say. And I think it's thickly rooted. It comes with a net that I've just taken halfway, because it goes all the way down, but I think it's attached somewhere, and so I just left it there, and I decided to poof out the top part of it, which is supposed to be like a half up ponytail there. And as you can see, the texture is amazing, and it really feels so awesome. And that is for the hair. And then as we move down, we find these headpiece that I guess is supposed to be like, I mean, they're definitely like horns, and they've actually created some sort of like a smoky base with a dragon that we can see right there in the center, and then it ends up feeling like branches, and it also goes down to both sides of the face. I'm holding the phone with just one hand, so I hope it's all right. I just simply love this face coat. I think I'm super glad that they decided to go with the open mouth and the fangs showing, because that is very RuPaul in a way, and it looks so much more fierce than if it had a closed mouth. And then I love the makeup as well. I think it accentuates the eyes so very well. We have a beauty mark there. There's like a smoky eye with these like silver shimmery colors. And there's this contour that apparently everyone seems to be like hating. And in my doll, it doesn't look as weird, or it doesn't look like as out of place. In fact, it's kind of like the only scaly thing on her body. So I very much appreciate that it's there, and I'm trying to focus so you can see that it's, I don't know, it's kind of blended, at least on my doll. Probably this side over here, so you can see the scales. And I like that because again, it's like the only scaly patch that we can find on her body per se. So and that's pretty cool. And then about the, well, the other thing is that she's got dragon or laguna type, I would say, style ears. So that is super cool as well. Now you can see it better. I actually like the contour quite a bit. And then we find these earrings that I hope you can appreciate the detailing. It looks like smoke with a couple of skullets at the bottom of them. So cool. I mean, she's just so gorgeous. Look at those teeth showing, like the fangs. They're completely textured, and I love the lip color as well. And then as we move down, we find this choker shoulder plate all together. So in fact, they've actually painted these red pendant here that actually is actually mentioned in the description. So I think they truly went on a total black with just like minor accents on purpose. So it looks that elegant. Then it has like the scarlet red gem right there, and the choker is basically like a choker with studs, and then the shoulder piece, which is actually all in one. All together looks like swirlies, like smoke, I would say. And then we have the wings, and the wings are awesome. Like, in fact, I think that this black, and especially for like the inner part in between like the bones, it's a bit more translucent than the rest of the dark or black plastic that we find in the rest of the accessories, and it's completely detachable, and you have to be careful because it can you know, tangled up with the hat very easily. But this is how it looks from the front, and I will show you how it looks from the back. And as you can see, it's already like coming together here. And I like the fact that you can take them on and off, and then you can just have your queen, not in her dragon form, but then of course you can take her back in her dragon form if you want it. Now, more jewelry. This one is very special because we have like this bracelet in a silver. It's more like gray silver, and then we can read RuPaul. So that is a really nice bracelet. And then on this hand over here we have my favorite accessory, which is these couple of dragons intertwined together, and they actually have the painted eyes in red. And I think this is like the piece that talks more about the duality of things, and about the strength and vulnerability showing, and you know, yeah, light and darkness all together. So I love that, and I think it's a pretty original sculpt. The only thing, I mean, to me the only complaint is that I wish it had the nails painted in black. It's almost like they've completely forgotten about that, and that would have complemented very well the whole look. And then when it comes to the outfit, it's like a three-piece ensemble. So we have like the dress portion that I'm going to try to show you. So it's basically like this material that is like I would say, I mean, this looks like costume material. It's like an organza that's thicker than usual, and then we have this cut pattern that has the very same pattern as the one adorning the box. This is obviously the inner part of it, but on the outside we have this vertical sparkly accents that go all the way down, and it's actually a dress that's like all tied together. That is this top portion over here, which is separate to the I want to say it's separate, I think it is, yeah. So we have this fabric that is tied up that way, and then underneath we have a crop top that is made out of like this pleather material that we'll find on this portion too. But then the dress opens up around the belly, and then it has this like trail with, again, the scallop edges, and these sleeves, well, they're not really sleeves, but these portions that wrap around the arms and fall with grace, I would say. So I love that. And then the other piece is these bottoms that are high-waisted, and then they have incorporated leggings because they're not going all the way down as panties, but rather leggings, so you can see that they go all the way to her ankles. But it's a super nice piece, and again, we have like different textures here. So the shiny portion that's more like the pleather, coming with this like matte effect, but then we have the glitter. I just love that, and I love the fishnet so much as well. And then of course we have these incredible boots that I absolutely love, and I think these are my second favorite part, because I mean, the number one, it's got to be that bracelet, at least for me. But the boots are so amazing. So it's basically like another shade of black, I would say. It's more of a shiny one, so we don't have that shimmer effect on like the top, the headband and the choker, but we do have like this shimmery effect on the boots, and the sculpt is just so amazing. I mean, I wish maybe they had painted like these claws over here, but to be honest, like, I really like them as they are, in a way, because you can truly appreciate all this cold that's just surrounded the scales, the swirls, the claws, the really pointy stiletto heel with the platforms is just so amazing. The only thing as well is that, of course, as we create an angle with the knee, then these are so high that they would just show like that. But they're very, I mean, they're like rubbery plastic, they're not like super thick, and this sculpt is just awesome. So I hope you can see the details so well. Amazing. I mean, they remind me so much of those that Christina Aguilera was sporting for the Not Myself Tonight, which were like almost like impossible platform heels. You know, I mean, if you can remember that video, they remind me of those. And so I am just super in love with my RuPaul Dragon Queen here, and I hope I covered like everything that needed to be covered. Now I'm going to be recording this in Spanish. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, well, don't forget to give me a like. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. As always, I will be I will be getting back to all of you for sure, and I will be delighted to see your comments. For now, stay safe, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.